Let's see. What's the bridge on Cupid? 112.
This is why we need Mel.
Ain't no. It's the ad libs.
Ain't no doubt about it.
This is why we need Mel. Ain't no. It's the ad libs. Ain't no doubt about it.
What's good, Elevators? It's your boy Elevation here with another episode of the JBP Elevated, where we speak on the Joe Budden podcast and all of his co-hosts on and off the pod. Oh, man. As if this little snippet and part of the episode wasn't bad enough for the future of Mel. I know y'all saw that face that Ish made. Right while I'm watching the episode, Joe comes out with what I deem an explosive tweet. Let's go over it real quick. I love September. It's the Monday of months for me. It's an action month. Time to plan, prep, strategize, meditate, reflect, cleanse, reorganize, recalibrate, make tough decisions, face what you've avoided, make calls to people you love, people you haven't spoken to but need to, talk to your higher power in depth. The table you set in September will carry, feed, or destroy you the next year and a half. Sheesh. I can't even say this is a cryptic tweet. Joe is letting it be known there is a hole in the ship. Will we be able to repair it, or will we ride it till it sinks like the Titanic? I hope we got some Flex Seal on board. This is getting nasty. I saw a Patreon comment earlier, quote unquote, they confirmed that Melissa is suing, and apparently it is over the World War III incident that happened on the balcony. This is what I read on Patreon. Guys, a very pivotal change is occurring. And because all eyes are on Melissa Ford right now, everybody else up there thinks they're safe, but they are not. Notice that Flip was not here on today's episode. And for those who haven't watched, let me give you a quick synopsis. I watched the interview. I actually enjoyed the interview. Joey is someone that I don't frequent listening to their music. I've seen him act. There's a bunch of things that I can critique on the interview, and we'll get to that later on. Guys, Joe is about to do a complete overhaul, and I don't think any of us are going to be ready for it. There's a reason all of these interviews are coming out. There's a reason for this. The tension behind the scenes is probably at historic highs. Well, let's see. Episode 437 was probably the highest we'll ever see the tension, but it's right there, and Joe's not trying to have an explosion. He is frustrated at every single one of them. Melissa is just taking a stand, or based on how he's speaking, based on her still having Joe Budden in her bio, and based on her still being on the intro, it is my conclusion and opinion, of course, that Joe suspended her. So whatever happened on the balcony, let's speculate on that real quick. If Joe suspended her, then this lawsuit does hold weight. The speculations of it, at least to me, because in Melissa's mind, she probably blew up at somebody, but this happens all the time, and no one else gets reprimanded. And now it makes me want to call into question the tweet that I responded to on Flip. He wasn't speaking about himself at all. He was talking about Melissa Ford. How would you want me to respond to co-hosts that get on my nerves? Do you want me to get angry at them? Do you want me to explode? When I take mental health days, do you think I should get fired or laid off by the JBP as a direct result of that? And Flip hasn't done anything to where we think he should get fired, unless you want to include the fight. He hasn't been talking. But let's keep it on track. So Flip writes this cryptic tweet. I misread it, respond to Flip, even though he wasn't speaking about himself. Ish's eye contact with Ice, and Ice trying to hold his laugh whenever Joey makes this reference. It's like, okay, that's very telling. And for Joe to step on his own release, because this is a pod day. It's a Patreon pod day, but it's a pod day nonetheless. So for him to come out with this cryptic ass tweet that he knows is about to do numbers and engagement, why would he step on today's episode? And then he hasn't said a word about Melissa's absence. He knows he cannot continue to not speak on Melissa's absence. So this is him addressing it, just in case he doesn't say anything on the pod. I addressed it already. And it lets me know that something is about to happen on Wednesday. An announcement will be made. It may not be the one we anticipate hearing, but Joe is moving forward. I've given you enough mental health time. I suspended you for a reason. If you're going to try to flip this against me, so be it. I have to go forward. And we're nearing the halfway mark of September, and I still haven't seen a co-host. Hopefully Melissa isn't using this into her advantage because of the announcement that a female co-host was coming on board. But why would Joe specify a female co-host is coming on board? Things are turning nasty, guys. And I'm afraid that Joe is going to go in complete overhaul as a result. But, here's the counter. A lot of people have been complaining about the direction of the Joe Budden podcast. If you were a fan from its initiation, then seeing it in its current iteration, they're two totally different pods. A lot of people don't like the direction it's going in. A lot of people don't like all the speculations being made and the narratives that carry over to the podcast as a result. A lot of people just want the music talk, the backpack talk, the best friend talk. But we're never going back to that. And now Joe has seen too much success to even turn the other direction, especially if he's making more money now than he was with Maul and Rory. So I'm about to make a complete overhaul because I'm not about to lose my highest asset. I'm not, regardless of what y'all are talking about. And what is the best way to get over an insubordinate, possibly one that's going to quit, because Melissa's presence is felt. Every single pod we're talking about, where the hell is Melissa? Every single one. Even the Patreon episodes. And we already know they record Patreon the same day they record the pod. So we know she's not going to be there if she wasn't on the main pod. But Joe is absolutely going to have to address this at some point. He's getting the conversation started with this cryptic tweet. I anticipate a major overhaul in the upcoming weeks, let alone days. Something's got to give, though. This has more fervor than when Flip was suspended, and that was the first time that had happened to any co-host. That's why it was such a big deal. Now it's happening too often with Melissa. She's doing too much, and I'm not saying that in a negative way, but in the eyes of the business, how highly do you value Melissa? Because I know there's contractual talks in this, and there's a whole other video coming on that later. But let's get the conversation started. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Is this a big deal or is this a no issue? Joe just trying to create engagement, create a narrative. Like the video if you like the video. Subscribe to the page if you haven't. If you have, you already know how we rocking. You already know what it is over here. And y'all go ahead and head over to Patreon. Give you a breakdown of the actual episode, and I'll see y'all back here. Peace.